Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. Today, talking some recruiting advice, okay? So if you're a high school player or a parent of a high school player, hopefully we'll help you out. We've made tons of recruiting videos. Go check those out. I definitely think it will help you out, put you a step above some of the competition out there. And there is a lot of competition if you've seen our other videos. So before we get into it, today's video is powered by Triton. If you watch our stuff, you know that we wear Triton gear and jerseys. They do an amazing job. Go check them out. CustomBaseballJerseys.com. You can see everything over there. I think you will highly, highly enjoy it. Okay, today we're talking about target lists. If you've seen our other videos, you know how important having a target list is. You know how important it is to not just worry about on-field stuff, but you have to do some stuff off the field if you want to be able to go to a school and play for a program that you really want to, okay? This is super, super important. It's probably the first thing that you got to do, all right? So I put a couple notes down here. Let's talk about a target list. So all a target list is essentially a list of schools that you're going to target, a list of schools that you feel are going to be a good fit for you academically, socially, athletically. Really, really, really important to start with a list. The first thing you got to do is make a big list, okay? One of the biggest issues I see with players is they have a really tiny itty bitty list and they're like, hey, coach, hey, these are the 3 schools I want to go to. Can you help me? And I'm like, 3 schools? We need a little bigger list than 3 schools, okay? If you haven't seen our other videos, 1.5% of high school baseball players play Division I baseball. Just over 5% play college baseball. It is competitive. It's super competitive, okay? And so just like with anything, like if you wanted a job someplace and said, man, I really need a job here. I want to work at Apple. That's it. I just want to work at Apple. Well, what if Apple says no? Apple's pretty competitive. A lot of people want to work for Apple, right? I need to have more than just 1 school, 2 schools, 3 schools. So I literally tell players that I want you to make me a list of 30 schools, at least 30 schools, up to 50 schools, okay? That's what I would like you to make me a list of. I want you to make a list and I want you to break it down by division. You can put some Division I schools in there. Put some Division II schools in there. Put some Division III schools in there, okay? So I want to cover as many divisions as I possibly can. What most players do, if you tell them to make a target list, they'll make 3 schools, 5 schools. The second thing they'll do is they'll put all D1 schools, right? Because those are the schools they know about. Those are the schools they see on TV, right? I turn on TV, college baseball's on. Vanderbilt, UVA, Florida State, Miami, right? UNC, you know the schools, okay? It's all the colleges you've heard of. They just put all the D1s. They don't put any D2s. They don't put any D3s. Maybe they need some junior college schools on there, whatever. The bottom line is to have a diverse list of schools and not just all Division I's. We're trying to cover everything here, okay? So, big list. Cover all the divisions, and now you've got a good starting point, okay? What else did I put down here? You're going to have to do some homework, okay? So, to figure out some of these schools, you can go to D1baseball.com or just go to Google, type in Division I baseball, Division II baseball, Division III baseball, like whatever it is. And they all have websites. You're going to click on the website. Let's say you go to Division III baseball, right? Type in Division III baseball, boom, comes up. I click on it, brings me over to Division III baseball website. And now at the top, usually it'll break it down by region. Let's just say you're in the Northeast, right? Or you want to go to school in the East, okay? You click on East. Boom, all of a sudden, here's all the leagues. Here's all the schools. Oh, let me jot all those down. Oh, I jot all those down. Okay, let's look at the record. Oh, man, this team's been perennially kind of at the top of the list. Oh, this school right here goes 1 and 28 every single year. Okay, so now I'm starting to write the list down. I'm starting to get an idea of different colleges. Okay, easier getting to do at the higher levels. Division I, you've heard of those schools, okay? But you can't just focus on those. You got to go to D2, D3. Start to get an idea of what these schools are like. Athletically, really easy. They got everything right there, okay? Now let's do academically, okay? Figure out academically. That's really easy. Once you get the schools that actually have baseball, okay? Now, academically, type it in the Google, all right? It is going to come up. Look at the average GPA scores. Look at the test scores. Okay, do my scores match up with that? Can I get into the school academically? Am I close? If I'm not, don't put it on the list. Okay, if I'm close, put it on the list. All right, beautiful. So I'm starting to put that. Maybe you already know what your major, what you want to study in school. Maybe you don't. If you don't worry about it. If you do, or you want to be a business major, okay, let's make sure these schools have business. Make sure they offer business. Okay, so now I'm starting to jot down stuff. Beautiful. List is getting pretty big. All right, I'm starting to learn. Oh, wow, I didn't know about that school right there. Interesting. They've got business. Oh, wow, they're in the East. I've always wanted to go to school in the Northeast. Okay, here we go. Add it to the list. Okay, so now I'm starting to get a bigger list. Socially, again, where do you want to go? What part of the country do you want to go to? Do you want to go to California? Let's find out the California schools. You don't want to go to California? Let's not put the California schools in there. Okay, do I want to go to a big school, a small school? Right? The school's got 40,000. I feel more comfortable with 5,000. Okay, don't put it on the list. So again, socially, do you want to go in the mountains, in the city, in the suburbs? Where do you want to go? All right. So now I'm putting all of these things, and I'm getting a really, really nice list right now. And now I've got a way to kind of attack it. Now the athletic part, again, I talked to you about. You can see records and stuff like that, but those don't always tell the whole story. All right. And so it's also important to have somebody that can, now when I have this list, if I've got this list, then I can go to somebody, right? So I have all our players come to me and say, I tell them, make the list, exactly like I'm telling you, okay? Now they come to me and I can look at the list and be like, hey, listen, athletically, this is going to be really tough right here. This is like a reach. This is a real reach right here, right? This school right here, okay, this school, I think you can play at this school athletically, blah, blah, blah. So now we're getting an idea. We've got the academics, we've got the social, now we're getting the athletics, all right? And now we've really got a good list that we can really go after. So now I know what the player wants, the player knows what the player wants, and now we're good to go. All right, so it's really, really important. The target list is huge. It's probably the biggest thing. If you don't know what you're aiming for, how are you ever going to hit it, right? It's really, really simple. So many players just think like, oh, I'm just going to go on the field and play in the schools that I want to go to are going to like me. Like, it doesn't work like that, right? Go watch our other videos. We've talked about this a lot. You've got to be able to do the off-field stuff. It's not just about the on-field stuff. All right, let's see, what else can I give you? Another thing to think about on your target list. If you were to get injured, would you still want to go to that school? Think about it, again, from a social and academic standpoint and not just from athletics. It gets tough sometimes, but players just want to look athletics. They just want to look baseball, and they don't think about anything else. You have to think about everything else. What if you get cut? What if you get injured? You break your leg. You can never play baseball again. You're going to transfer? Right? What are you going to do? Okay? So I tell the players, listen, you're making a 40-year decision here, not a 4-year decision. You got to go someplace where when baseball's done, for the majority of college baseball players, when their senior season ends, that's it. They're done playing baseball. Now they got to go get a job. They got to go work like everybody else. Well, did you just waste 4 years at a school with a major? They didn't even offer the major that you wanted because all you wanted to do was play baseball, right? And now it ends, and now what do I do, right? Don't be that guy or girl if you're a softball player, okay? So make sure that the school academically is going to be the right fit for you, okay? You're going to be set. It's going to set you up for life. When you get out of that place, boom, you're ready to go, okay? But socially also, that you're going to enjoy yourself, okay? That you're not going to want to transfer if baseball's taken away from you. If you get cut, if you get injured, you're going to be like, I need to leave now, because that can be difficult, right? It sounds easy, like, oh yeah, just transfer, right? But it's more difficult than just that, all right? So again, make sure when you're putting this target list together that you're really thinking about, if I got injured, if I got hurt, I know you don't want to think about that. If I got cut, would I still want to go to the school? All right? And then the last thing is visit campus. So I know it can be tough if the schools, if you're a Massachusetts person and you have California schools, that can be tough, obviously. Maybe you can make a flight over there and then check out a bunch of schools while you're there. Maybe you can go out and do a camp or a showcase out there and check it out. But if they're local schools, go check them out. That's how you really feel, when you get on campus, you'll know, like, man, I don't like this place, right? Or, yeah, this is where I want. Like, I want a small school. Or, man, I like this big school feeling, right? So go check out the campus. See what it's like, okay? If you can go watch a game, go watch a game. See what the atmosphere is like. See what the players are like. See what the talent level's like. Are you good enough to play at that school? Could you see yourself getting to that level? So it's really important. Go check out campus, all right? I know for me, I went to a bunch of campuses, and I got in certain schools where I just didn't like it, okay? Like, I'll be told, I think I've said this before. When I got on UNC Chapel Hill's campus, people might think I'm crazy with this, right? I got on UNC's campus. They offered me a pretty good scholarship to play there. Baseball team was amazing. Actually, the 3 years I went to school in 04, 05, and 06, they went to the World Series all 3 years, okay? But there was something about it. I got on campus and I just didn't feel it. I was like, I don't know. I can't see myself going to school here, okay? That weighed into my decision. When I walked on Wake Forest campus, I drove through the gates, I got on there, and I don't know what it was. Tough to explain. I was like, this is where I want to go, right? Like, I just felt really comfortable there. I don't know what it was. People, the place, the green grass, I don't know. I just really, really liked it. I just felt comfortable. Felt like where I wanted to go to school, and that's where I decided to go. Okay? So being on campus can really, really help you. And you're going to get a feeling right away like, no, I don't like it here. I don't feel comfortable. Or, yeah, this is the place where I really feel comfortable. Okay? And that can start to help you out. Maybe it's a small school feel or the big school feel or whatever. Now I can start crossing out some of those other schools that maybe are similar. All right? So there's target lists. Really, really important. Make sure you're doing your homework. Make sure you're putting a target list together. Make sure you're starting early. Don't wait till the last second. Start early. Start doing this research really early. You can start doing this once you get into high school. You can start looking at schools and, you don't have to do 1,000 schools at the very end. You can do a couple schools freshman year, a few more sophomore year. All of a sudden the list starts getting pretty good. I'm doing my research early, all right? Put yourself in a position to have success early. Don't wait till the last second and rush, okay? Hopefully that helps you out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. All that good stuff. Go check out our other videos. I've got tons of them. All right? Go check them out. Hopefully they'll help you out. And that's all I got. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later.